Okay, so it's been about 1 hour now, and we'll have a look, see if it's gone hard. Just get a little knife to test it. It's gone pretty hard. Now, the problem with this better quality mould, it's actually being reinforced, which, although it's good in some ways, it makes getting the actual skull out slightly more difficult. But anyhow, we'll see how it goes. So some of the cheaper moulds you can pull these out very, very easily. So there it is, quite successful. Now what's happened is that the manufacturer has filled in a lot of the detail, so you're able to get it out of the mould. So what we intend to do now is put the detail back in, and that's why we don't want to leave it too long, because the cement goes too hard. But at the moment it should still be pliable enough. So with just an ordinary little knife, we'll start trimming it up a bit. See if we can get our cup out without breaking anything. There we go. So we've got a nice big hollow in there, which makes the skull much lighter, obviously. Okay, now let's see if we can gently start carving this off. We do have to be quite gentle, and I have broken a few, to be fair. So we really need to start shaping the inside like this. And the reason we do this is so we can get some detail in the mouth and the nose, so it's not too thick to carve through from the other side. You have to be reasonably gentle because it is still soft. Okay, let's see if we can hollow out the eyes. There's one eye. There's the other. Now, you could stop at that stage just by putting a tea light inside. I suppose it is acceptable, but I want to make it look far more authentic. So the shallower the eyes are, because in a real skull, obviously the bone is very, very thin. So we want to get that effect. So we keep carving the eyes out, getting bigger and bigger. And then we'll tack it a bit from the inside. Probably quite difficult to show, but I'll just try and hollow them out a bit. And then we'll keep attacking this so we undermine it. Make the actual eyes wider at the back than they are at the front. So the effect's getting better all the time, but we can still hollow out a bit more yet. Okay, now we can pay a bit more attention to the nose, which is a far more trickier a bit, but it's worth doing. So we need to hollow out a little bit more on the inside to make it thinner. Now let's have a look at the nose. Just very carefully try and carve out a V, trying to leave a bone in the centre, but it's not always that easy. And hopefully we keep gently pushing away, we'll eventually come through the other side. bit of time. No point in rushing this at this stage. It must be close. Take a little bit more for the inside. Have another go. There we go, we're through one side. See if we can see where that is. Very tempting to sort of rush this, but it's obviously not worth doing that. It's quite a delicate bit. In actual fact, this is nowhere near as delicate as doing the mouth. There we are, for both sides. We'll undermine these sockets a little bit more. I'm doing this upside down for the sake of the camera, not quite so easy. And if we fill our bucket of water, we can dunk him in so we can see a bit more clearly what's going on. And the cement is still reasonably pliable, so you can sort of smooth out any rough edges. We'll keep working at this nose, but we are through. So just a matter of undermining the nose a little bit. Okay, so we've done the eyes, we've done the nose. Let's have a look at the jaw. Now, the jaw actually goes up here, so I think it's probably best if we just carve that bit out. Flatten that bit out a bit, carve them up there. There we are, it's looking a bit better already. Needs a bit more work under here. Flatten it out. This cement's going harder by the minute, of course, and by tomorrow morning you won't be able to do work on it at all. It'll be very, very hard. Now, this in actual fact would be hollow, this little section. We have a jaw joint. I've got an actual accurate replica of a skull here, and you can sort of see there's a hole in there. So I won't go all the way through because it'll make it too weak, but we'll hollow this out. Do the same the other side. Here we go. Now we're left with the teeth. We'll clean this up a little bit more in a minute. But basically we're left with the teeth. Now that's the tricky bit, because I found it's very easy to fracture these skulls while doing this. But nevertheless, we'll have a go. So see if we can put a separating line in between the teeth to start with. If you lose a few, it doesn't really matter. It'll just look like he's got a few missing teeth. So we keep cutting away at the gap. And then we might take a little bit more for the inside. See if we can break through. There we go. Felt it go. Give it another wash. Now in here, as you can see on our model, we've got a hollow in there as well. So we'll take that bit out. Do the same the other side. these deep indentations really help when you put the final coat of paint on. Makes it sharp far more, gives genuine shadows rather than painted shadows. So we get that nice and deep, both sides. Okay, so we're back to the teeth. It's definitely the trickiest bit. Now what I'm trying to do now is actually undermine the teeth. So it looks like his jaw is slightly ajar to the top and the bottom. Okay, he's looking much better now. We still need to take a little bit more out. Okay, it's not looking so bad. Now, I could leave it at that again, but I think I might just remove one or two of these teeth. Let's say, let's remove that one. And maybe a top one. Oh, we've lost a couple more in the front. Not to worry. Right, so I think we're going to have to make a hole all the way through now. Now I lost those teeth. To make it look authentic, we're going to have to hollow right the way through. There we go. Through. So if we put a tea light in there, we'll be able to see right the way through. That looks great. So there we go. Just clean up this little hole here a bit. Maybe put a bit more detail in there. Look this side. Yep, let's clean that one up a bit. And there we go. It's not looking so bad now. Next step is to paint it.